Greetings and salutations, my fellow seekers of the arcane. Blessed be. I am Manon, your guide on this enchanting journey we call Witch in the Working, where we delve into the bewitching world of the craft, in and around, throughout and about, above, below, and beyond. Find me weaving tales and casting spells on Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon. You'll find the magical links all down in the description below. For those of you yearning for a tangible piece of our journey, I've inscribed the full scripts of this video and most others and made them available for download on my Patreon account, a perfect addition to your growing Book of Shadows. But the magic doesn't end there. Do visit my Bewitched Shopify store, also linked below, where you'll find enchanting merchandise crafted with love and magic, from Witch in the Working shirts, mugs, and stickers, to magical bags and bewitching beanies. There's a charm for everyone. Blessed be, and let the magic begin. Welcome everyone to today's exploration of a figure that has captivated the imaginations of many, inspired countless reinterpretations, and emerged from the shadowy realms of history to become a potent symbol in the modern world, Baphomet. From its murky origins during the Knights Templar trials to its iconic representation in modern esoteric traditions and its surprising presence in pop culture, Baphomet has journeyed through time, transforming, adapting, and accruing a wealth of symbolic interpretations along the way. Today, we dive into this fascinating history, demystifying the figure of Baphomet, and uncover the profound meanings it holds in our world today. My dear friends of the craft, I beckon you to recline, let the worldly dust settle, and join me as we step through the veiled mist of time and mystery, embarking on a spellbinding journey into the enigmatic realm of Baphomet. So sit back and relax, and let the dance of knowledge and wonder commence. Roll the intro. Welcome back, everyone. Baphomet is a symbolic figure that has been associated with various esoteric and occult traditions. Its origins are quite complex and somewhat contested. The term Baphomet was first associated with the Knights Templar, a medieval Christian military order. In the early 14th century, the Knights were charged with heresy by the Catholic Church, and one of the accusations was the alleged worship of an idol or deity known as Baphomet. It's important to note that these charges are widely believed to have been false and part of a scheme to discredit the Templars. The modern image of Baphomet, often depicted as a half-human, half-goat figure, comes from the 19th century French occultist Eliphas Levi in the book Dogmes et Rituals de la Haute Magie in 1854. Levi presented a drawing of Baphomet as a hermaphroditic figure with a goat's head and a torch between its horns, often associated with the phrase, as above, so below, symbolizing a harmony between the heavens and the earth. Levi's Baphomet represents a union of opposites and serves as a symbol of equilibrium and unity in the universe. Today, the figure of Baphomet has been adopted by various esoteric and occult groups, each interpreting it in their own way. For instance, the Satanic Temple uses the image of Baphomet as a symbol of rebellion against arbitrary authority and a celebration of personal freedom and reason. However, it's important to clarify that these groups do not necessarily worship Baphomet in the way a deity would typically be worshipped. So where did the term Baphomet even come from? Etymology, the study of word origins, can be a fascinating window into the evolution of language, cultures, and ideas. One particularly intriguing term in this field is Baphomet, a name steeped in historical controversies, mystery, and misconceptions. The etymology of Baphomet is as enigmatic as the figure it represents, taking us on a journey through centuries, languages, and symbols. Baphomet first surfaced during the trials of the Knights Templar in the 14th century. This Christian military order, accused by the Inquisition of various heretical activities, was allegedly found to worship an idol called Baphomet. However, the existence of Baphomet as an idol of the Templars remains contested, and the charges were likely fabricated as a part of an orchestrated campaign against the order. One prevailing theory suggests that Baphomet may be derived from the Arabic term Abu Fihamat, which translates to the father of understanding. In this context, Baphomet could represent the Gnostic or Hermetic wisdom that the Templars were thought to have been privy to during their activities in the East. Another intriguing hypothesis associates Baphomet with a distorted rendition of Muhammad, Mahomet in French. Some argue that during the Crusades, the Knights Templar may have had contact with Muslims and possibly adopted some Islamic mystical elements, thus provoking the Church's wrath. However, there is little historical evidence to substantiate this claim. The theory most favored by occultists proposes that Baphomet is a coded term derived from the Templars to veil their secret teachings. The 19th century French occultist Eliphas Levi suggested that Baphomet was a reverse composition of the abbreviated Latin phrase Tem OHP Ab. The abbreviation stands for Templae Omnium Hominum Pacis Abbas, translating to the Father of Universal Peace Among Men. When read backwards, it yields a rough approximation to Baphomet. The term Baphomet continues to evoke curiosity and speculation. Its etymology is a matter of debate, with theories that lead us to the Arabic language, to a potential connection with Muhammad, and to even to coded Templar messages. As with many terms of esoteric and historical significance, the truth may forever remain a mystery. While etymology can provide clues to a term's origin, the interpretation and use of that term in different contexts are equally significant. The modern understanding of Baphomet as an emblematic representation of balance and unity in the universe owes more to Levi's interpretation and subsequent adaptations than its obscure and contested origins. So what of the history of Baphomet? The history of Baphomet is as complex and intriguing as the figure itself. Tracing its origins from medieval accusations of heresy to the symbol it represents today, the story of Baphomet is filled with misconceptions, reinterpretations, and speculations. Our journey begins in the early 14th century during the trials of the Knights Templar, a Christian military order known for their distinctive red cross on a white mantle. Accused by the Catholic Church of various acts of heresy, the Templars were alleged to worship an idol referred to as Baphomet. While the term's exact origin remains debate among scholars, Baphomet was first documented during these trials. The Templars were said to have revered this idol, which according to Inquisition records took various forms, including a severed head and also a three-faced sculpture. However, the widespread belief among historians is that these allegations were baseless and designed to justify the Templars' persecution and suppression. With the Templars' dissolution in 1312, references to Baphomet faded into obscurity, resurfacing only sporadically in minor historical records. For centuries, Baphomet was all but forgotten, a relic of the past with little significance beyond its association with the ill-fated Templars. The 19th century brought a revival for Baphomet, thanks to the French occultist Eliphas Levi. In his influential work, Dogme et Ritual de la Haute Magie, the Levi included an illustration of Baphomet. This figure was far from the monstrous idol alleged in the Templar trials. Instead, it was a hermaphroditic, goat-headed being, both human and beast, embodying a union of opposites. It symbolized the reconciliation of the spiritual and the material, the light and the dark, the above and the below. This interpretation of Baphomet was a radical departure from its previous image. Levi's Baphomet has since become a potent symbol in various occult and esoteric traditions. It has been adopted and adapted and reinterpreted by different groups according to their specific philosophical beliefs. The historical trajectory of Baphomet, from an alleged idol of a medieval military order to a powerful symbol in modern occultism, is as intriguing as it is complex. Its journey through history is emblematic of the transformative nature of symbols, reshaped and reinterpreted to mirror the evolving philosophies and beliefs of the times. As it stands today, Baphomet serves as a symbol of unity and balance, a testament to its transformation through the ages. Today, the image of Baphomet is far removed from its original context, evolving to embody philosophical concepts and principles revered by the contemporary esoteric groups. The modern interpretation of Baphomet is largely the work of Mr. Levi, who brought Baphomet back into the collective consciousness. Again, Levi's Baphomet was a hermaphroditic goat-headed figure with wings, a torch between its horns, and a pentagram on its forehead. This figure was seated, one arm raised and one lowered, symbolizing the Hermetic principle as above, so below. Levi's Baphomet represented the equilibrium and union of opposites, the reconciliation of conflicting forces, and the harmony of the universe. Levi's interpretation of Baphomet was widely embraced by various esoteric and occult groups, each assigning their own philosophies and meanings to the symbol. In Aleister Crowley's Thelema, Baphomet was considered a divine androgyny and a representation of the spiritual nature of the spermatozoa, while the egg represented the physical. The Church of Satan, founded by Anton LaVey in 1966, adopted Baphomet as part of its official insignia, the Sigil of Baphomet. This symbol is a goat's head inscribed in an inverted pentacle, often surrounded by two concentric circles, in which the Hebrew characters for Leviathan, a monstrous sea creature from the Old Testament, are inscribed. In the 21st century, the Satanic Temple, an organization distinct from the Church of Satan, has also appropriated Baphomet as a symbol. In 2015, they unveiled a monument featuring a large statue of Baphomet in Detroit. For the Satanic Temple, Baphomet is a representation of rebellion against the arbitrary authority and a symbol of the struggle for justice and equal rights. Baphomet's connection to Wicca and witchcraft is not as direct as one might think. Let's explore the role and interpretation of Baphomet within these modern pagan traditions. Wicca, a modern pagan and witchcraft religion founded in the mid-20th century by Gerald Gardner, doesn't traditionally include Baphomet in its pantheon or symbolism. The primary deities in Wicca are the triple goddess, represented by the moon and embodying the maiden, mother, and crone aspects, and the horn god associated with the sun and cycles of nature. That said, some Wiccans may feel drawn to the image of Baphomet due to its symbolic representation of balance and unity. Baphomet, with its blend of masculine and feminine, human and animal, and celestial and terrestrial traits, resonates with Wicca's emphasis on harmony, balance, and reverence for both the natural and spiritual worlds. Modern witchcraft is a diverse and eclectic field that often incorporates elements from various traditions, including ceremonial magic and occultism. As such, some witches may incorporate Baphomet into their practice as a symbol of the union of opposites, the reconciliation of the material and the spiritual, and the embodiment of hidden knowledge. Baphomet can also serve as a symbol of resistance and rebellion against social norms and oppressive systems, much like in the context of the Satanic Temple. Some witches might use the image of Baphomet as a potent emblem of personal empowerment, independence, and defiance of conformity. I personally have used Baphomet on my altar, as you can see, for the past 20 years, and I know many other Gardnerians and other British traditionalist witchcraft practitioners who do the same. While Baphomet is not a central figure in Wicca and witchcraft, its rich symbolic associations allow for diverse interpretations and uses in various practices. Its unique fusion of dualities echoes many of the concepts central to these paths, such as the union of masculine and feminine energies, the importance of balance and harmony, and the celebration of both the spiritual and physical realms. As with many symbols in modern pagan and witchcraft traditions, the role and significance of Baphomet can greatly depend on individuals' beliefs and practices. Whether viewed as a symbol of unity, a representation of hidden wisdom, or a potent emblem of defiance, Baphomet has found a solid foundation within the workings and interpretations of modern pagan and witchcraft traditions. Throughout its history, the image of Baphomet has been associated with a plethora of meanings and interpretations. However, its journey doesn't end in the realms of the esoteric and the occult. Over time, Baphomet has transcended its mystical roots to become a common figure in contemporary pop culture, appearing in films, literature, music, and even fashion. Music, particularly rock and heavy metal genres, has a long-standing relationship with occult symbolism, and Baphomet is no exception. From album covers to stage designs, the image of Baphomet has become an enduring motif, often used to represent rebellion, freedom, and individuality. One of the most notorious appearances of Baphomet is on the cover of Slayer's 1983 debut album, Show No Mercy. The band Bathory also featured a goat-headed figure reminiscent of Baphomet on the cover of its 1987 album, Under the Sign of the Black Mark. In film and television, Baphomet often appears as a representation of occult practices or the summoning of dark forces. A notable example is the 2015 horror film The Witch, where a goat named Black Phillip, an embodiment of Baphomet, plays a pivotal role. The figure of Baphomet also makes appearances in popular television shows like The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, where it's depicted as a deity worshipped by the Church of Night, reflecting the show's incorporation of various occult symbols and themes. With the increasing popularity of occult aesthetics and fashion, Baphomet has found its way onto various articles of clothing and accessories. From t-shirts and jackets to jewelry and bags, the symbol has been adopted by brands seeking to imbue their designs with a touch of the mysterious and the rebellious. Baphomet's evolution from an occult symbol to a popular culture icon demonstrates the power and adaptability of symbols. Whether viewed with reverence or controversy, Baphomet's image is undeniably pervasive, appearing in the most unexpected corners of popular culture. Another symbol that all of us are very, very familiar with is the pentagram. That is just like the symbol of Baphomet, where it's misunderstood and has been for so many centuries. I mean, and look at it even now today. If you show a pentagram to 75% of, I'm just throwing a number out there, of anybody that lives in the United States, for instance, they're going to associate it with evil or the devil when most of us know better. So you can see how easy it is to misconstrue a symbol. Despite its transformation, the figure of Baphomet continues to bear its historic and symbolic weight, serving as a visual shorthand for a host of themes ranging from the mystical to the rebellious. Its image, while diverging from its original context, encapsulates our enduring fascination with the hidden, the powerful, and the provocative. Throughout its long and intriguing history, Baphomet has been subject to a variety of interpretations, reimaginings, and at times misconceptions. These misunderstandings often stem from its complex evolution, enigmatic origins, and varied usage across different cultures and traditions. Let's shed light on some common misunderstandings surrounding Baphomet. 1. Baphomet is a demon. The belief that Baphomet is a demon or a devil can be traced back to its initial association with the Knights Templar. Accused of heresy by the Catholic Church, the Templars were said to worship an idol named Baphomet. However, there is scant historical evidence to support this allegation, and many historians view these claims as part of a smear campaign against the order. In modern occult and esoteric traditions, Baphomet is not even seen as a demonic entity, but as a symbol embodying balance, duality, and enlightenment. Number 2. Baphomet is a central figure in Wicca and Witchcraft. While Baphomet has been embraced by some individuals within the Wiccan and Witchcraft communities due to its symbolism of balance and unity, it is not traditionally a central figure in these practices. Wicca and Witchcraft primarily honors a moon/fertility goddess and a horned god, and these practices are diverse and eclectic, drawing influences from various sources. However, as I mentioned earlier, I personally use Baphomet and know many other witchcraft covens and traditions who do as well. Number 3. Baphomet is inherently satanic. This misconception is largely due to Baphomet's adoption by the Church of Satan and the Satanic Temple. However, it's essential to understand that these organizations do not worship Baphomet or any deity as a literal figure. Instead, they use Baphomet as a symbol to represent ideals such as personal freedom, rational inquiry, and resistance against arbitrary authority. Number 4. Baphomet represents evil. Baphomet as a symbol does not represent evil. The ascription of evil to Baphomet primarily stems from societal prejudice against the occult and a misunderstanding of the symbol itself. Baphomet, particularly in the rendering by Eliphas Levi, represents the reconciliation of opposites, the union of the universe, and the harmony between the spiritual and the material. Understanding Baphomet requires a careful navigation of history, symbolism, and cultural context. As with many symbols, its meaning is not fixed and varies greatly depending on who's interpreting it. By addressing these common misunderstandings, we can appreciate the rich complexity of Baphomet and its fascinating evolution from a mysterious term during the Knights Templar trials to a potent symbol in modern esoteric traditions. Again, the figure of Baphomet, far from being a symbol of malevolence, embodies balance, unity, and the constant pursuit of knowledge, a testament to the transformative power of symbols across time and culture. The figure of Baphomet, a symbol that evolved from a misinterpreted term during the Templar trials to a central icon in modern esoteric traditions, has had an indelible impact on history, occultism, and pop culture. Its journey is emblematic of how symbols are shaped, molded, and given new meanings over time, reflecting the changing beliefs, ideas, and perceptions of the societies that use them. Baphomet is not a singular monolithic entity with a fixed meaning. Instead, it is a rich tapestry of interpretations and symbolism that spans cultures, traditions, and eras. Its significance is fluid, shifting based on the context and viewer's perspective. This complexity is part of what makes Baphomet such an enduring and fascinating figure. It's important to recognize and respect the diversity of interpretations associated with Baphomet. For some, Baphomet is a symbol of unity and balance, embodying the reconciliation of opposites and the harmony of the universe. For others, it's a figure of rebellion and freedom, a symbol of resistance against the oppressive systems and an affirmation of individuality and personal empowerment. Baphomet's presence in the modern pop culture has also broadened its reach and influence. It appears in music, film, literature, and fashion, often used to represent the mysterious, the powerful, and the provocative. While some may view this as a trivialization of misappropriation, it can also be seen as a testament to Baphomet's universal appeal and adaptability. However, as with any symbol, misunderstandings and misconceptions about Baphomet abound. It's crucial to counter these misconceptions with accurate information and nuanced understanding. Baphomet is not a demon or inherently evil figure, nor is it a central deity in all Wiccan or witchcraft practices. Understanding its historical context and the symbolism attached to it can help dispel these myths and foster a more informed appreciation of Baphomet. In conclusion, the figure of Baphomet serves as a mirror reflecting our collective fascination with the unknown, our desire for balance and unity, and our spirit of rebellion against unjust authority. As we continue to navigate the complexities of our world, the symbol of Baphomet remains a potent reminder of the transformative power of ideas and the enduring allure of the mystical and the occult. And so we draw the veil on this episode of Witch in the Working. How has our journey into the realm of Baphomet stirred your spirits? Do you or any fellow seekers dance with this enigmatic figure in your practices? Unveil your thoughts in the comments below. If this mystical voyage resonated with your soul, I beseech that you gift me with a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet become part of our coven, please subscribe and ring that little bell to beckon forth the thrill of future enchanting episodes to come. Remember, we are all stardust, bound by love and magic. Stay blessed, stay curious, and until our paths cross again in the witching hour, love you guys and gals, blessed be.